Tim, Texas Values, female athletes, and other grassroots organizations held a Women's Privacy Day of Action at the state capitol in Austin today. The event was held to encourage the Texas House to set a hearing for Senate Bill 240, the Texas Women's Privacy Act, which would keep biological males out of women's restrooms and locker rooms. Reportedly, the Texas House Committee on State Affairs, which is responsible for reviewing legislation impacting state governance, has the bill, but no hearing date has been set. Meanwhile, the current legislative session ends June 2nd. The gathering offered opportunities for Texans to engage state leadership on how the restrooms, locker rooms, and showers for biological females should be protected. National leaders on protecting women's privacy and spaces were scheduled at the event today, including Brooke Slusser and Peyton McNabb. Riley Gaines and Paula Scanlon have both voiced support for SB 240. And joining us now is the Director of Government Relations for Texas Values, a policy organization that focuses on faith, family, and freedom in Texas, Mary Elizabeth Castle. Welcome to Victory News. Let's dive straight into this. Texas Values has been working to pass the Texas Women's Privacy Act since 2017. Tell us again what this bill would achieve for women and girls in the Lone Star State.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for having us on the show today. So the Texas Women's Privacy Act is very simple. It makes sure that we define man and woman in state law and make sure that private spaces that have been separated based on sex for decades and centuries for very common sense reasons like locker rooms, showers, bathrooms, restrooms are separated based on that biological definition of sex. And making sure that our local entities, including school districts, local governments, even our universities, are setting those policies and enforcing those policies to protect women in their private spaces.
You know, Mary Elizabeth, you really went the extra mile today at the state capitol where you are now. Tell us what took place.
Yes, absolutely. Today was our day of action for the Women's Privacy Act. As you've already stated, SB 240, the Texas Women's Privacy Act, is currently sitting in the House State Affairs Committee. So we made sure that we had a group of grassroots leaders, national leaders, women who have been affected by this issue to come to the Texas Capitol today to talk about this issue. First, we had a press conference at 9 a.m. where we had both authors of the bill, Senator Mays Middleton, Representative Mays Middleton, talk about the bill. And then at 10 o'clock, we had a debriefing where grassroots all over the state came to learn more about the bill. And then they went out and talked to legislators about why this bill is so important.
And, you know, Texas Values had a big win earlier this week, from what I understand, when the Texas House passed the Women's Bill of Rights. What would this mean for women in the state of Texas?
Yes, we were very supportive of the Women's Bill of Rights as well, and making sure that got passed by Representative Troxclair. And we're so thankful that that bill did pass, because it sets the groundwork for what we're trying to do for women's privacy, making sure that the state law reflects the biological reality of what defines a man and what defines a woman, and making sure that vital statistics are correct when it comes to government documents. So huge victory. That bill will actually have a hearing in the Senate tomorrow, which is the next step until the governor's desk, but hoping for the success of both bills.
Let us hope is right, and let us pray. To learn more about Mary Elizabeth and the Texas Women's Privacy Act, just visit protectwomensprivacytexas.com or texasvalues.org. Thank you for joining us today, Mary Elizabeth. Keep up the good work.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Sure.